Have you heard? This is so exciting. There is a lawsuit that is coming out of Rockland County, New York, and it's gone to the New York Supreme Court. This lawsuit is alleging that the 24 presidential election was inaccurate, was, nay, false, was, nay, full of shit. And the judge has essentially said, okay, yeah, I see you. Go for it. Proceed. Now, I know this is one county and this is one judge, and there isn't a formal ruling. It's just given the green light to proceed. But we need to talk about how huge this is. First and foremost, if a judge has ruled that there is already sufficient evidence to give it the green light, that is big. This is coming out of the realms of conjecture or any sort of conspiracy. This is real. And number two, this has potential to be precedent setting across the entire country. So this lawsuit in particular is set forth by Smart Legislation, which is the advocacy arm of the group Smart Elections. Now, we in the 4am Club have been talking about Election Truth Alliance. This is separate, but both of these groups are essentially doing the same work. Now, what this lawsuit has alleged is that basically the math ain't mathing. And they're looking in particular that the Senate race in which the Senate candidate won on those same ballots, nobody voted for Kamala Harris. Not a single voter in all of that district voted for Kamala Harris, voted for the Democratic presidential candidate, and yet the Democratic senator won? Now, there's some other anomalies going on with this, the fuckery, as I like to call it, but basically they put forward enough evidence for the judge to say, yeah, you know what, this case has merit, let's move forward. What they're asking for at the end of all this is they want to force a hand recount of every single vote. But in terms of legal precedent, now anyone else in any other state, county, district who wants to take to a court allegations that the 2024 contest was not indeed fair and that there are discrepancies now have this on the books. So this is when groups like Election Truth Alliance, all the data, everything that they've been doing to parse through the election results now has somewhere to go. This is so huge. So huge for what we've been talking about. Because not only, lately right now, a lot of the information coming through the intuitives, the psychics, those of us in 4am Club land who have our own connection to spirit, we've been seeing premonitions of it. That DJT's time is coming to an end. But there seems to be and I've said this myself, I've said there's like this vague uncertainty of what comes after it, what happens then. And in my June preview event, if you were there, if you got the replay, you know that I was shown multiple potentials and told explicitly that our experience of it and what happens after hasn't been written yet. It's still up in the air. We are still creating that consensus reality, and there are many potentials that we could move on to. But what Spirit has been showing us all along, and what all of us who had the 4am Club Wakening in the Night experience shows that he was not the winner, she was. And that fact would eventually be made known beyond a shadow of a doubt. And that has come through in so many of my sessions. March, April, May, all of my preview events, in addition to some of the light circles and the channeling work that's been done. I have been shown explicitly that the final nail in the coffin for DJT and his administration is that they would make widespread, they would know far and wide that there was cheating in the contest, that the results were not real. Now, I have a pinned video called The Threads of Fate Prophecy. And in that video, that shows all the different things that Spirit has shown me that are leading to his downfall. The things that are going to be all the other nails in the coffin. Now, all of those are factors that would get a president in trouble, could perhaps get him impeached. There is already currently so much legislation against him and against his administration. But people always come in my comments saying, yeah, but how do you remove him for that? What's going on? How are we going to get him removed? Well, the final or the biggest piece in the puzzle is the irrefutable evidence that the math did not, in fact, math, and the contest numbers were not correct. Therefore, illegitimizing his entire presidency and his cabinet and any other lawmakers who were put in using the same methods to install DJT and Vance. So for any haters out there who say, we don't know what we're talking about, this is a conspiracy, nothing you ever say has ever come true. Here it is. Here it is. Rule in the court of law. This is legit enough to move forward. Let's see the evidence. Proving that once again, it is a great day to be not a Republican.